All right, so now unions are speaking up. The head of the union representing thousands of federal immigration workers blasting the president's plan for amnesty. Too little, too late. A Republican senator from the fine state of Missouri, Roy Blunt. Senator, good to have you.
Hey, Neil,
especially in the flesh. I didn't know we were going to see you in person. What do you make of this? Some unions now saying, wait a minute, this isn't what we want.
Well, I think what you see here is people don't know what kind of message the president's trying to send, and I think once again he's probably trying to send two different messages. One is, I'm really not going to do anything, don't worry about it. The other is, I'm going to do something you're really going to like. If you're looking at all these new materials that are being ordered to have more green cards, more people in the country legally than, at least legally based on some executive order, than you could have legally in the country now.
But obviously they're not stupid, right? They figured out if he does millions of these deportations stalls, then that's millions of competitors to American jobs, right?
Well, I think you would look at this and you think not only is it not stalling, sending people out of the country, but actually you're giving them something that allows them to stay in the country.
And encourage others to come in as well.
And what an interesting, if these rules were things that the people were going to like, in mass numbers, the president wouldn't be waiting until after the election. Remember, after the 2012 election, suddenly there are 20,000 pages of Obamacare rules that
but like you say, he's telegraphed that he's going to do it. I talked to Mitch McConnell about this a little while ago, sir, and he was saying he is the president. He does have the power to do these executive orders. We have the power to fight them and maybe drag it out in court. I'm paraphrasing here for a long, long time. But he's going to do it. Then what do you guys do?
Well, he's going to, I think the president abusing the authority he's given, this idea that the president constantly says, if the Congress doesn't do this, I'll do it myself. I can't find that in the Constitution anywhere.
Well, because he says you guys stop him at every path.
Well, it's called checks and balances. It's called separation of powers. It's called lots of things. There is no, if the Congress doesn't do it, the president can.
How do you think he'd get along? If you guys are in the majority, the House is emboldened with more Republicans. How do you think his last 2 years would go?
You keep thinking that there's a moment where the president wants to think about his legacy and the reality, but maybe he thinks his legacy is established. He doesn't need to worry about that. People have sent a Republican House. I think they're likely a week from today to send a Republican Senate, and suddenly you've got a Republican Congress. Frankly, a divided government's the very best thing to do really hard things, because you can go forward and never in the future can you say that only happened because of one side. You have to say, look, this was really hard to do, so both sides had to do it.
I'm sorry. The Democrats say, Senator, well, the Republicans have to prove they're not only good at saying no, they're good at coming up with alternatives. You say what?
Well, I think you're going to see, if we do have a Republican Senate, I think you're going to see the Senate run in a way that people are going to like. I mean, bills have been stopped. There's a large stack of bills on the current majority leader's desk. Mitch McConnell made clear to me he wouldn't take up minimum wage. He wouldn't be talking about extended jobless benefits. That goes around in circles. There are like 360 bills that the House of Representatives have passed. My guess is most of them have not been voted on. My guess is, Neil, 250 of them would get 60 votes in the Senate if the Senate majority leader would bring them up. And
putting the pressure on the president to accept or reject.
Then the president can decide. The president can decide. But even the current Congress, if we would just do the work we're supposed to do, people would see what was happening. The country could continue to agree on what we could agree on and fight about what we don't agree on. Now we fight about everything, and I think people are tired of seeing that happen, and they'd like to see a Congress working to solve problems rather than working every day against each other. The House doing one thing, the Senate refusing to pay attention to it.
Yeah, just get something done, right?
Let's get
Senator,
something done.
It's always good. Good seeing you in the flesh.
Good to see you.